So if you're watching this, I guess that's a good thing. That means that I finally got around to editing footage that I've taken, putting them together in some sort of cohesive manner. But I can't tell you how many times I have filmed so many bits and pieces of like life or art or journaling, and I just never got around to doing anything with all of the footage. I'm pretty sure I actually like created a whole vlog. I edited it and everything, and it was all ready. I had like a whole spring vlog ready to go. And then I don't know what happened. I just never posted it. And then by the time I was like, oh wait, I have this entire video, it was already like fall, and I was like, this feels weird to post now, so I just kind of scrapped it. So I don't know. I'm just really bad at this, I guess. So sorry about that. Thank you for anyone who decides to like stick around with me and my ineptitude with creating any sort of video content whatsoever. So I thought I would take some time to talk about, I don't know, life updates, what's been going on, because I guess I haven't actually been doing all that well these last couple of months. Last November, we lost my mom pretty suddenly to cancer. Like timeline-wise, between when they found the cancer to when she passed, it was only just a month. So it was a really rough end to 2024, to say the least. I'm only sort of just now coming back into feeling like myself again, but everything is definitely still touch and go and definitely different in a way. And it's been enlightening to kind of see the effect that losing my mom has had on me these last few months. I've started to approach a lot of things differently between making art and how I journal. Like, I've had a lot of creative blocks with both in recent years, which now just seem sort of insignificant. Like, I'm sure I'll get blocks here and there still, but I would like to think that I've really embraced just a much freer and relaxed attitude when it comes to my creativity. And I even bought a new camera to start carrying around with me everywhere so that I can take more photos and capture everything. More than ever now, I guess every moment and even beautiful view of the sky just seem that much more important to document. Hey, hi, hello, by the way. If you're new here, my name is Celery. My name is not actually Celery, but that's what everybody calls me, so I'm just rolling with it. And I am an illustrator. I used to have a shop that I had open selling like stickers and stationery and little bits like that, and then I closed it when we moved, and I just haven't opened it ever since then. So if you're watching this, that is good news, because I am finally making strides to make products again and open up my shop again, because this year I am going to start doing a few conventions and tabling at conventions and stuff like that. So that is very exciting, and I'm very nervous. But last year was kind of crazy. It was like the most eventful year that I've had in a long time. Without getting into it, I had like a really rough start to last year as well. It wasn't nearly as bad as how 2024 ended, but 2024 also started out kind of on a sour note. It was the first time I had ever experienced like a really weird side to putting myself out there online. And I just had a very uncomfortable experience with someone. Like, I don't want to say like stalker tendencies, but they made me uncomfortable. And that was my first time experiencing something like that, and it made me not want to be online for a good while, so I kind of pulled back a lot last year because of that. So yeah, 2024 started out swimmingly. 2024 was also the year that my grandfather passed away. So he passed away in the spring. And that was already like hard. I probably haven't spoken to him properly since he moved back to Taiwan when I was about like 10, but he was a huge figure in my life growing up. Like, if I could list the major people that raised me when I grew up, it would be my mother, my aunt, and my grandfather. And in essence, kind of my older sister too, because she took care of me a lot when no one else was around. So of that list, everyone but my sister is now passed away. So that is been like a big shift. Pull it together. So I told myself I wasn't gonna cry during the studio vlog. At least I think it's gonna be a studio vlog. I hope it's gonna be a studio vlog. But so last year was hard. But last year was also one of the greatest times I've had in a long time. My fiance and I, we went to Japan for the first time ever, and that was an amazing trip. Actually, you know what? That's another thing. I filmed so many vlog clips in Japan with the intention of piecing together maybe like a 3 or 4-part vlog of Japan. And those are still setting in like maybe 2 SD cards that I have lying around somewhere here. It's gonna be almost like a year since our trip. We went in May, and it's February now. I think I might try to edit and post them, even though they'll be like a whole year late. But if those clips are viable, I don't actually know what we filmed or if anything is like cohesive or coherent at all. It was my first time travel vlogging in essence, and I don't know how that went. But if it's decent enough, maybe I will post those videos at some point. And then our best friends got married, and my fiance and I were part of the wedding, and that was an amazing time as well. Actually, I also took our friends like engagement photos, and that was a really nice fun day out too. There's a lot of days where we went out with our friends last year that like 2024 is like, I remember the entire middle bit of it like super fondly. And I also, like, we basically had like a mini family reunion of sorts back in my hometown for the solar eclipse back in April. That was amazing to see, and it was like a really great experience. And that was also nice to see like family. 2024 was bookended with like a really weird beginning of the year, and probably like one of the hardest things anyone could deal with at the end of the year. So that has been my 2024. But anyways, in my current journal, I have a few sketches and like ideas that I would like to turn into product designs. So we're going to be working on that. I have set myself a deadline for the end of this week. It's currently Tuesday. With all of that out of the way, finally, I've been talking for a long time. I'm so sorry about that. I should get to work. You know how I said I was going to try and get all of my drawings done by the weekend or the end of this week? I don't remember what I said. Well, as the universe likes to do, suddenly I got really swamped at work. So I'm just going to keep doing my best and see where we go. So I kind of did a thing. When life gets stressful, you do the things that you have control over. So I have this notebook that I want to use so badly. It used to be A5, by the way, but I went to FedEx and I had them cut it down to an A5 Slim. And I started using it as like a kind of like a grimoire journal kind of thing. This was a Cosmo Airlight notebook from Danica 58. I bought it from them on Etsy, but I think they don't have the Etsy shop anymore. I think they have their own website now. So I had this notebook and there was something that was preventing me from using it. And I think it's because it's too thick for me. I'm getting like really picky because I have a lot of opinions about notebooks and notebook thickness, paper sizes, paper types. I figured it out. There's a perfect middle ground for me between too thin and too thick. This was too thick for me. But recently I got a Louise Carmen for my birthday, a gift from me to me, because I've been wanting a A5 slim size cover and notebook system to work in. And I was like, well, I can just use this notebook in here. And then I put it in, and then I was like, that shit is heavy. That is heavy. This is perfect. It was this guy. So I debated about it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut it and just like split the notebook into two. And then it becomes like the perfect middle ground thickness for me. So I have some bookbinding tape, and I'm just gonna essentially like duct tape it together, but not with duct tape, with bookbinding tape, which is a little bit nicer, I guess. So little joys to be found is me being really, really happy that this notebook is finally like the perfect size for me. Something really stupid that I'm just super, super excited about. Perfect. She's perfect. All right, small break time distraction is over. Time to work on these product designs. Hi, girl. Sebastian, the local emo boy.
It's smart. He's smart about that.
Oh my god. Ivy, let me look at you. Oh my god, look at your head. Oh shit. It's covered in ice cream. Oh girl.
I don't know.
Oh girl.
This may cause some areas to be slippery. Airways, please hold that. Do not run, jump, or play on.
I'm not surprised. I feel like I see a lot of character and like MCs with that hairstyle.
You want to do it?
You want me to do it?
No, you don't want to?
I can do it.
Sweet.
Alright, I think we have our guy. He says that he wants to play as a Gryffindor this round, so I think yes. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with this one.
Your customers happy. And with all the time you save from automating your shipping tasks, you can keep your business growing all year long.
In a small town, Midwest boy such as myself. I tilted a picture, but there was no one there. After a moment, Emma looked. She touched my hand briefly in that way that always got my attention.
Race you home.
I don't even know if I really talked about this before. What I'm doing is starting over at 32. So if you guys have been following me for a while, and when I say a while, I mean a while, you might have remembered that I had opened up a shop in 2020, and I don't think it was even open for a year before I closed it. And it was only supposed to be like a very temporary closing of my shop, because we were moving to our first home, this home, and I was just closing it just to focus on the move, and then I would reopen everything after I kind of got settled in. Well, that never happened. Should I call it like a failed venture? In some ways it was successful because I did do it, and I feel like is a success in itself, and I'm very proud of myself for having done that. I was actually surprised how many orders I did get and all the support that I had for it, and that was kind of mind-blowing to me that people wanted to buy my stuff in the first place. So I think it was successful. My failure came in that I wasn't really great at like updating or managing it, but considering the fact that maybe it was open for like 3/4 of a year, perhaps that's my failure, is that I didn't even update it, not even once. And that might be because we were busy with house hunting and all the other stuff and trying to get like all of our stuff in order. Also, I didn't know what to draw. I feel like I've spent my entire 20s not knowing what to draw, but drawing all the time. I don't know if that makes sense, but if I look back on all the drawings that I made in my 20s, it kind of makes me proud of how far I've come, but also kind of baffled as to how I even got as far as I did because I feel like I never knew what to draw. And even when I did open a shop, I still did not know what to make. I think it's because I spent a good deal of my 20s, and it's still something that I'm shaking off right now in my 30s, is like this idea that I have to rework, oh my God, R's and W's are really hard for me. Rework the wheel. Reinvent the wheel. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Oh my God. So there's this feeling that I have where it's like anything that I do, I have to reinvent the wheel somehow. But it's like, it's incredibly hard to do in this day and age and do it successfully. I don't know. I feel like I have to like get over this mentality that I'm copying other people if I like am inspired by like certain concepts. For example, just because someone may have already designed fountain pen themed stickers doesn't mean that I can't make my own version of fountain pen themed stickers and keychains and what have you in the style and like aesthetic that I want to see it in. Even if they're doing something trendy, everybody has their own spin and their own take on it, and I don't know why I don't allow myself to do the same thing. So I think that was my biggest hang up in my 20s, and that's why I never really opened a shop, because I just didn't know what to draw or what to make. And I wouldn't let myself make anything that I already saw other people doing. I just spent my 20s like making things harder on myself, I think, just mentally speaking. So my art style and how I feel about my art has changed very dramatically over the last couple of years, very recently. It's kind of crazy because I feel like the perfect line of like from the before times and the after times was when I turned 30. And that sounds crazy because I know turning 30 did not really have anything to do with it. Maybe it was, but about like turning 30, just feeling like a little bit more comfortable in my own skin and who I was as a person. Somehow I have like never felt more comfortable in my art and how I draw. I think my confidence in my art has shown ever since then, because whenever I post an art piece, people always like to comment how warm and cozy my art makes them feel. For the first time, the validation is coming from myself, and then secondary is from everybody else, saying that they kind of like see that they're like acknowledging these vibes I'm putting out, you know? And so, I don't know, yeah, so I just feel like I guess I'm starting over. It feels like I owe it to my mom a bit, because she was like my biggest supporter in all of this. She was like, she was one of the first people that bought from my art shop when I first opened it up. And of course, like, when she bought it for me, I was like, my mom is never going to use these stickers. She's not going to put these stickers on anything. But she still bought them anyways. Although she did frame my art pieces. So there's that. She bought some art prints for me, and then she did frame them and put them up in the hallway, which is really nice. She bought like a little sticker pack for me, and I was like, Mom, you're never going to use these, but thank you for buying them anyways. And I found them tucked away in like her dresser right by her bed, where she like kept all of her jewelry and things. I don't know. I think I never appreciated her support back then. I gotta stop talking about this and start almost crying when I'm wearing this cardigan. But I guess this is my somber cardigan when I'm feeling a little bit emotional. I think this whole thing about wanting to restart my shop and art journey and things, I had already been planning on doing this before, you know, everything with my mom, but it feels like something that I really actually truly need now. To create something can kind of transmute all that grief and pain and even good memories and things into something different. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video and hearing me ramble and attempt to draw as much as I can and go about my day-to-day life. And if you have made it this far, maybe consider giving this video a like if you feel so inclined. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Okay, just a little update on this. I finally got his freaking face right. Also, I got a promotion at my job. So that was some good news that I was not expecting today. Okay, bye.